So I'm so excited. The beginning of the month is probably, well, I don't know which is better, the end of the month or the beginning. They're both really exciting for two different reasons. But I'm super excited that we get to start our brand new Fast Track program on June 1st, which is like amazing because you guys have 30 days ahead of you to really grow your business. And that's where you're going to be learning the top skills and habits and systems that we personally do in our businesses every single day and every single week. So we're going to really start with how to promote in your business. And I know that some of you are returning, and I love it. I love when people come back month after month because in the end, it doesn't matter what level you're at. When you show up to trainings again and again, you're always going to have a stronger business, right? And you're always going to grab something different than what you did last month. So if you were here last month, congratulations on being back. And if you're new, welcome. We're so excited for you guys. But what I really wanted to start with was some successes that we had from this group last month, okay? And holy moly, there is so many more than what I just wrote down. So I don't want to leave anybody out. And our official recognition meeting is on Thursday. But I want to just talk about who promoted to director in the month of May, okay? So again, official celebration is going to be Thursday. But I want to talk about, we have quite a few people that joined our leaderboard, and I wanted to start here because this is where everyone is going, right? This group is helping us it's helping us learn how to promote through our business. So one thing I started doing last month, in the beginning of our program last month, or group last month, was we started this board, and this is where my husband would be helpful now. He thought he was funny earlier. Now I'm like, no, now I actually need your help. All right, so we have a board, and as you guys can see, I know it's backwards for you guys, but all right. Okay, so here's where we're going. As an entire tribe, you guys, we are going to be in a senior executive director team this month. So what does that mean? I'm going to show and celebrate who promoted this month and joined our cruise ship board, okay? So we still have, there's multiple spots open in my first generation. So let's explain a little bit about what does first generation mean? What does second generation mean? What does third generation mean? So this first line, which is first generation, is anybody that who's on my team. So if you're on my personal team and you promote to director, you are considered a first gen director. This is just kind of company verbiage, I guess. Second generation down here is anybody who's promoted in their business to director that is on any of the first gen people's team. So if you're on Jen, Julie, Tracy, Laura, Heather, Anisha, or Brittany's team, then and you promote to director, you would be considered second generation in the Inspire Tribe. The next generation is third generation, which is down here. So anybody who's on Sonia, Grace, Caitlin, Lori Kenyon, and Heather Nelson's team, those are going to be the people, if anybody on theirs team that promote to director, they are considered third generation, okay? So at the beginning of May, you guys, third generation and half of second generation was empty, okay? Not the whole second generation. So we welcomed Miss Lori Kenyon, Heather Nelson, Emberly Little, I should not say last names, I don't know everybody's last name, Crystal, and Miss Maddie to our director team. And they all, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of them participated in this group that you guys just committed to being in, okay? So thank you for your help, honey. We're all done. All right, so that is where, okay, first off, let's congratulate them. Hats off to them. That is just like such a great accomplishment. And we're gonna be doing some dance parties on Thursday. So if you like to dance, don't miss out because we like to dance when we celebrate. But that is where you could see yourself in the next 30 days, okay? So I like to kind of break it down like that so you know what the generations mean, so you know where your face will go, so you know where your team will sit too. So where we're gonna start is we celebrated those promotions for last month, okay? Each week at the beginning of these calls, we're gonna also celebrate you guys and the accomplishments that you've made throughout the week, okay? So that's my first task or to do for you guys is each call, I want you to come to share your excitement, share your progress, share your celebrations, because that not only obviously is you inspiring other people, but it gets other people excited and showing what's possible in other people's businesses too. So always come to the calls with something to share, something exciting. Doesn't matter how little or how big it is. We're all going to share in progress over perfection completely. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to go over is, what does it take to become a director? Now I'm going to show you this picture that has a few different levels or promotions, you could say, before you hit director. Oh gosh, hold on. Let me make this bigger so you don't have to see my mess of a desktop. All right, so the first step, so most of you, not everybody, but most of you are sitting at a consultant level right now, okay? So what does it take to get to director? Your first promotion will be a senior consultant, which is simply just one teammate. So if you have one teammate already on your team, I want you to type that in the chat right now, because that's something to celebrate. If you have 2 teammates or more on your team, then you would be considered a team leader. And then if you have 5 teammates on your team, that's what it takes to promote to director, okay? And those 5 teammates, I'm gonna focus on this director picture really quick. Those 5 teammates don't have to directly be on your team. So they can be, see this picture right here, the 5 can directly be on your team, but they don't have to be. Another scenario is that maybe you have 4 teammates and your 4th teammate recruits a 5th person. So that would be considered your 5. Another scenario down here, you recruit directly 3 people and each of your teammates recruit somebody as well. So that would be a total of 5 people. So what does it take to get to director? 5 teammates and $5,000 in sales. Okay, you're gonna hear me say that a lot because I think the requirements that the company puts on us, right? We have to hit something. They always give us some type of requirement for a promotion. 5 teammates, $5,000. And I want everybody to write that down right now. 5 teammates, $5,000, okay? And 5 and 5, that's all you have to remember to get to director. So what does it mean to be a director? What are the benefits to be a director? I know we have leaders with us here, or maybe you were with us last month as well. Can we have people unmute and share what are some perks of being a director?
Extra free products.
Yes, extra free products. So each season changeover, or when you promote, okay, you're gonna get the entire line of, what do they get right now, guys? Spring products, yeah, spring products. So that means, let me call out the big product, the air fryer, for free when you promote to director, plus the whole other line of products. The whole line of products comes to your doorstep for free. Okay, what else? And you get that every season. So when fall turns around, you'll get that in fall, all the fall products too.
Trip points.
Oh. Trip points. You earn, I heard 2 of them there. You earn a trip quicker when you are a director. Yes. What was the second one? Or the
overrides.
Overrides. Yes. Awesome. Overrides means basically you just get a higher percentage. You're getting a pay increase, okay, when you are a director. Okay, what else?
Relationship and extra training. Coffee chats.
Coffee chats. We love our coffee chats. So every Wednesday, I will tell you guys, our leadership team and maybe our newest directors that have been, Emberly's one that's joined us so far, and Caitlin and Grace, obviously, you guys are new too. Our leadership team is like, we are all the best of friends. Literally, we are a tight-knit group. Not only, I mean, you think our tribe is tight. Our tribe is very, very tight. Our leadership team is like instant friends. So yes, you get those friendships. We also have a coffee chat. It's just on Zoom every week. That it's basically, yes, we can chat business, we can chat life. It's like we're going to Starbucks basically together over Zoom and just kind of having that girlfriend time. Awesome. Okay, what else?
Extra training. Oh, I think Laura just said that, didn't she?
Did I not talk about that? Sorry. So extra training, yes. Directors
Yeah,
get
the $100 for extra training.
also in the know before people too. So when new products happen, when things like our shipping delays happen, not the more positive side of things, but when shipping delays happen, like we find out before and we learn straight from the company how to deliver it to our teams, right? Or let's go a more happy thing, new products coming out or new promotions coming out. We sometimes learn about those before, so that's awesome. And then of course, training too. We're always trained from the top of the company too. So let's talk about overrides for a minute, just because when I was promoting to director, I felt like I love money, right? Who doesn't like money? So I think that the overrides, obviously the whole thing is not all about money, but I do want to share the possibilities with you guys of what is possible when you start recruiting and when you start building a team. When you promote to director from the consultant level, you automatically get about a 35% increase in your income. Okay, so your very first promotion to director, your paycheck of being a director is normally in your overrides about it depends on your team too, what size you are. If you stop at the 5, some people go to 10 teammates, right? So it really depends on the size of your team. But let's just say you would have an additional $150 to maybe $400 on your paycheck just based off of your team, okay? So that's when you promote to director, and you're gonna see more paycheck increases, obviously, at our team meeting on Thursday as well. But I really wanna share my last commission check with you. And obviously I'm not a director, I'm an executive director now. So I've been through a few promotions from this, but I just wanna share this just to share the possibilities of what could continue happening as you promote through your business. So my commission check as a consultant, so maybe some of you where you're sitting right now, no teammates, would have been $4,257, so $4,257. That is higher sales, okay, but that's a great paycheck by itself. My overrides, okay, when I said that I was a director, you normally get $150 to maybe $400. My overrides were $11,178. My activity bonus was $280, which when you're a director, we forgot to mention this as well. An activity bonus is what you also get when you're a director. So you get $10 per active teammate. So that's another requirement of being a director when you promote, in the month of promotion is 5 active teammates. So what does active mean? $150 per person. So basically that would be an additional $50 right there if you have 5 active teammates when you promote. So that's $280 on my paycheck. I also got a car allowance of $500. So my $4,200 paycheck came to $16,216. Okay, so I don't tell you that to flaunt myself, okay? I'm not saying that at all. I'm telling you that and sharing that that's the possibilities of what it can take. And I'm 4 years in of consistently building my team and helping my teammates build their teams, okay? So that's the possibilities of where this business could go.
That was for 1 month?
That was yes, that was just for this last month in May.
Wow.
I don't know who asked
Way
that.
to go.
Thank you. You're so
Yeah.
sweet. And that's not just me, guys. That's you. That's our entire organization, our entire
My husband just said, holy moly.
That's so funny. Wait till you see our other leaders team. So let me backtrack, right? I went straight to the big one. Okay, maybe I should have started at a smaller version of it. But here's what you'll see on Thursday is I do talk about those brand new directors, those 5 people that just promoted. I will bring up those paychecks and I will tell you what their overrides are on Thursday as well. So you're gonna see the director promotion, what in 30 days your paycheck could look like. Now, I like to show the big picture because that takes Thank you, Anisha. That takes consistency, and that is what continuously recruiting and promoting in your business will look like, okay? So that's all I have to say that. Okay, so the best thing I personally think, that's all the perks, right? That's all the tangible things that you get when you promote. The very last thing I want to talk about is you basically have the opportunity right now to change somebody's life. And I think that right there is the biggest and most important and most heartfelt perk of being a director, or really perk of recruiting, right? So in these trainings, every single Monday night, we're not only gonna talk about recruiting, we're also gonna be talking about bookings and how to have great sales and how to have great parties, but also implementing, continuing getting bookings and continuing recruiting, okay? So let me look at my notes really quick because I know I've gone off track a little bit. Okay, so I really want to start with visioning and goal setting. I thought we didn't do this last month, and I thought, you know, it's the first of the month, let's go ahead and do this. So what I want you to grab right now is a piece of paper and some type of something to write with, okay? So what I'm going to walk you guys through is I'm going to ask you to simply just sit for a second, set your pencil down, you're going to need it in a moment, but set your pencil down and just think about these questions that I'm going to be asking you, okay? So we're gonna first start visioning and imagining where our life could be in 30 days, okay? So when you focus on the why, the how shows up. So this visioning exercise is really gonna help you develop your why and what you want and why you want it this month. Okay, so we're gonna look at 5 different areas of your life, and I'm gonna just kind of ask you to think about those 5 different areas. And your first one that we're gonna talk about is your job. So what are you doing in your job right now? How many hours a day are you working? Where are you working? Who are you working with? Who are your coworkers? And maybe you have a team of people at your job. What are they doing? Do you have a mentor that you look up to? Are you a master or an expert in your area of your work? Okay, let's move into your finances. What is your annual income? Do you get bonuses? How much do you have in savings? Are you investing right now? Are you saving for retirement? How are your investments doing? The next thing I want you to think about is your house or your home. What does your house or home look like? Where is it? Is it by the ocean? Is it in the mountains? Do you have a guest house? Do you have horses or animals? Is it in a good neighborhood? Do you have a pool? What's the environment around your home? We're gonna move into your relationships. Are you single or are you married? What is your relationship like with your significant other? Do you have weekly date nights? Do you have a passionate relationship? What about your immediate family? Do you guys have dinners together? Do you laugh together? Do you talk about your lives or your day together? What kind of friendships do you have? Are they people who lift you up and support you and encourage you? What do you guys do together? Who are the 5 closest people that you surround yourself with? Let's look at your body or your health. Are you strong, energetic? Are you rested? Do you feel good or feel like you look good when you look in that mirror? How do you show up for your health every day? Do you drink enough water? Do you eat healthy? Do you exercise or work out? Do you have a healthy relationship with food? And then the last thing that I want you to think about is your free time or community. What do you do in your free time? Do you have any hobbies that you love? And how often do you participate in them? Do you play an instrument? Do you love to travel? What do you do for fun? What luxuries do you enjoy? How do you give back to your community? So after thinking about all those questions, now I kind of sped through it a little bit, but after thinking about all those areas of your life, I want your vision of all those areas, those need to excite you, right? They can obviously change and develop over time, but the bigger you dream, the bigger you'll achieve. So what I want you to do the next minute or 2 is write down everything that you just saw or thought of, or that you wish would happen in those areas, or dream of, I should say, not wish. So I'm gonna give you about a minute. And right now you're really getting clearer on the life that you want to create for yourself. Okay, you have about 15 more seconds to finish up. All right, so this is basically you dreaming, right? And dreaming big. And I'm gonna challenge everybody, every one of you to rewrite or go through this process again every single quarter, okay? And I want you to rewrite your vision. And some things are gonna be the same, and some things are obviously gonna be changing because you've accomplished some things. The next step is to read your vision every single day. And I'll show you mine from the first 2 quarters. So here's my vision just scribbled on 2 different pages, right? So this was quarter 1 of the year, this is quarter 2, so I kind of rewrote it. And I read this every single day to keep my dream and my goal and the lifestyle I'm trying to create every single day, and it's always in my mind, right? It's always making what I'm working for crystal clear, okay? And I know that this can kind of sound phony, like, oh my gosh, that sounds just repetitive, or I tell you, it works. I promise you it works. And it helps during those times in this business that are hard, right? This business is not always an uphill. Nothing in life is always an uphill. And you definitely go on roller coasters in this business. And so reading your vision and keeping that dream, that lifestyle that you want to create for not only you, but your family, and reading it every single day can truly keep you level, right? It can keep you focused and keep your dreams and your life that you want to live in front of you. So next we're going to talk about goal setting, and then we're going to kind of move into bookings and recruiting. So goal setting is something that is huge. I'm a huge goal setter, if you don't know, and I like to, I live by the double it mentality. So basically I take my goal, my comfortable goal, and I just absolutely double it, whatever it may be, the title, the income, the sales, the recruiting, whatever it may be. I take what my comfortable goal is and I simply double it. So what I want to tell you is that nothing will change in your life until you change something that you do every single day. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. So we're going to look at a few different goals that you just wrote down. So in that dream lifestyle that you just wrote down, and you may not be ready to circle these yet, right? But if you need to do this activity, I'm going to walk you through this activity. You're not going to do it right now, but it'll be in your call to action after this. So what I want you guys to do is circle 3 of those dream lifestyle things that you wrote down that you would like to accomplish in the next 12 months. And some of them, again, may feel like, oh my gosh, no, this is like a 5-year plan. I can't even imagine doing it in 12 months. Remember, your goals and your dreams should scare you a little bit. It should stretch you a little, I should say, not scare you. So the idea here is that you want to circle 3 different things in 3 different areas. So one thing I really want to encourage you guys to do is to circle 1 business thing, okay? Where do you want to see your business in a year? Maybe another one you want to focus on is your finances or your relationships, whatever it may be. This is obviously different for everyone. I listed out maybe your job. So choose 3 goals or 3 things you wrote down from 3 different areas. The reason I say that is when you only focus on 1 area, so if you chose 3 business goals, your life can kind of be unbalanced. So to help balance it out a little bit more, focusing on 3 different goals in 3 different areas of your life can help create that balance a little bit. So you're gonna get these, and I recommend printing them out when you get them. But basically, you're going to write the 3 goals right here. I'm going to focus on this top picture first, then we'll move into this one. And what you need to do is work backwards. So we want to basically start at the 1-year point with this goal, okay? Here's the goal 1. Where do you need to be in a year to hit this goal, okay? So whatever it may be. I want to be a senior director. Let's just use that. I don't know. And then where do you need to be in 9 months? Where do you need to be in 6 months? Where do you need to be in 3 months, okay? So this is broken up for an entire year. Now this is a great thing to do, obviously, every single year. Better, obviously, at the beginning of the year, but that's okay. And if you just want to focus on the rest of the 6 months that we have in the year of 2020, that's totally fine too. You do you figure out whichever way you want. What we're really going to focus on is the next 30 days together. So what I want you to do is in the next 30 days, what is your business goal? Okay, obviously there can be 3, but what is your business goal? And we're gonna talk about, let's just use the goal of promoting to director, okay? This is just, most of us are working towards that this month, so let's use that as an example. Now that we know that the goal number 1 is to promote to director by June 30th or July 1st, whatever. What do you need to do this month to accomplish that goal? So that would go right here. What do you need to do every single week this month? That would go right here. And what do you need to do every single day this month? And that would go right here. Okay, so this is breaking down your big goals that may seem scary, that may seem impossible to accomplish, into monthly, weekly, and even daily tasks that you are doing every single day to reach you closer to this goal, okay? So this is gonna be in your call to action, but this is just a great thing to do, of course, each year and each month, all right? Are there any questions so far? All right, I want everybody to stretch your arms. We've been chatting for about 30 minutes, so I want you to stretch your arms, okay? As far as you can go. I want you to stretch a little bit further. Okay, I know you can go a little further, just a little bit further. As far as you can possibly go. All right, gosh, I've been working out, that's kind of sore. All right, so your mind is a powerful thing, okay? And one thing that I just asked you guys to do was stretch as far as you possibly can. And then what I did after that was I asked you to stretch even further and even further, when really the first time I asked you to stretch the furthest that you possibly can. So that's what I'm gonna ask you guys to do in the next 30 days, is to continuously stretch yourself and your mind in your daily activities during this group, okay? I'm going to ask you, and we're gonna help you obviously with the things to do, the activities. You're gonna get a very focused to-do list, whatever, to keep you focused, to focus on these calls are like, I'm gonna throw a bunch of information at you. So I'm gonna end with a call to action of here's a summary of what you need to accomplish this week, right? And this will keep you focused and moving the needle forward to getting to that next goal. So I have just one ask of every single one of you that shows up here, is that you're not only gonna hear from me this month, my friend Miss Laura Roddy and Anisha Rodriguez are partnering with me this month to train all of you. And what we are asking you, can you please turn that down? What we are asking you is to simply show up, okay? We understand emergencies happen, okay? We totally understand. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, if you need to go to the hospital and know you have a Monday night call, like, no girl, you go to the hospital if you have to go to the hospital, right? Let's hope nobody has to go to the hospital. But we understand emergencies happen. So let's set emergencies aside, okay? Going out to dinner, not in a quarantine, but going out to dinner is not an emergency. When you have a Monday night call on your calendar, we ask that you show up unless it's an emergency, because we are showing up for you every single Monday. It's 4 days out of the month that we're showing up for you. Well, a lot more, but anyways, for this one meeting, we are showing up 4 days. So that's my number one ask of every one of you, is that you simply just show up for me and Laura and Anisha, not just me. So that's my ask, is that's all. And I do record these calls, and the reason I record them is because we throw a lot of information at you, okay? So I know that there's gonna be some people that maybe your kids like mine is crying behind me and I can't hear half the things I'm saying, right? Or whatever it may be. I share the recording with you guys simply because if you need to re-listen to this call when you're throughout the week as you're doing your activities, that's what that's for, right? That's for you guys to really re-listen. Oh, I really liked that booking segment she talked about. I'm gonna go re-listen to that or whatever. And that's why I simply share the recordings. All right, so let's dive into bookings. Bookings is our obviously number one thing that start our business. And we should always, always be focused on bookings. And your party schedule is the foundation of where your business stands. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to look at or think of how many parties you have on your calendar in the month of June. And if you do not have 4 parties every single week, I'm going to encourage you, you are not done booking for the month, okay? So 4 parties every week is your goal. Now, is this goal going to happen every single month, every single week? No, that's okay, right? But if you shoot for 4 parties every single week, you will accomplish and earn every possible thing in this business. You are going to be in front of enough people. You're going to earn all the sales incentives. You're going to earn a free trip. You're going to promote, obviously. You are simply going to be selling enough and being in front of enough people that you're going to build your team and promote into business. So 4 parties a week is kind of where we go, and 1 recruit a week. So what we call that is every 4, add 1 more. And that's kind of the focus of each week, right? Instead of, obviously we're gonna look at the monthly goal, but really we're gonna break it down and say 4 parties a week, 1 recruit a week. Every 4, add 1 more. And that's gonna be something we're gonna track. So how are you gonna do that? That might sound really scary, but how are you gonna get 4 parties a week? How are you going to recruit 1 person a week, right? Here's the formula. 30 contacts a day until your calendar is booked. I'm not telling you for the next however long you're in this business, hopefully forever, but however long, to do 30 contacts every single day. No, you're doing 30 contacts a day until your party schedule is booked. And then you can tone it down a little, right? And then, you know, we still reach out for bookings, but I'm not sending 30 messages a day as I was when I first started. Of course, reaching out to people in different avenues. So individually, Facebook messaging, texting customers in your parties, right? You can, if you're one that picks up the phone, I don't teach on this because I don't do it, but you can pick up the phone if you want to. If you're a phone call person, that's totally fine too. And then always remember that you're always networking wherever you're at. And I'm not one, you guys, that is like, hey, I'm at the post office. I'm going to go up to people and say, hey, I do Pampered Chef. So I'm not going to tell you to do that because guess what? I don't do that. But one thing that I do that I tried when I was quitting my teaching job to push me out of my comfort zone was whenever I got the question or I wrote on a doctor's office form or wherever, what do you do for work? I said, oh my gosh, I work for Pampered Chef. I work with Pampered Chef. Okay. Instead of saying, oh, I'm a 2nd grade teacher, which of course is easy to say, I put down, I work with Pampered Chef. I'm self-employed with Pampered Chef. And that instantly brings up conversations. So that is an easy way to pull you out of your comfort zone, that you're not going up to random people. Hey, I know there's some people that are amazing at going up to people at the gas station, at the grocery store, at the mailbox, whatever, wherever you are. I know there's people that are amazing at that. And if you are amazing at that, keep rocking it, girlfriend. But I'm not, I promise you. And I am super outgoing and I'm still not. So that is the one tip that I'm going to give you if you're uncomfortable with networking with people out and about, is to simply tell people what you do is work with Pampered Chef, okay? All right, so when we are messaging people for bookings, or when you are green dotting, which is messaging people, or messaging your guests in your parties, I want you to think about the language that you're using when you are reaching out for bookings. And there's 2 different types of language, and it's desperation language versus determination language. So desperation language is what it sounds like. You're desperate. You're sounding desperate to get a booking, right? It's going to sound super pushy and salesy and scared. It's going to lack confidence. It's going to feel uncomfortable to not only you, but that other person as well. It's going to be focused all about you and your goals instead of what we have to help them with or what we get to help them with. And this will not work and it will not help you get a booking, okay? So what we're gonna focus on is determination language. Let me back up a second, I skipped something. That's really important. So you know if you're using desperation language, if you're using phrases like, if you can just please help me out. I need your help, please, to hit my goal, right? I'm trying to reach my goal and I just need you to do this for me. So if you're using those phrases, let's stop and delete those, and we're going to talk about how to change it into determination language. And determination language is confidence, it's flexible, it's curious, you're demonstrating excitement for what you say and do in your business. You're being very authentic, and you're being authentic in a way that you're sharing it with everyone in this world, okay? In your parties, out and about, wherever it may be, you're sharing it because it's authentically exciting to you. It's seriously something that you are. I was talking to one of my teammates on here, she's on here right now, the other day, and she's in her second month of business, I believe. And she said, Kelly, I'm obsessed with this. It's so much fun. Okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I felt in my first 30 and 60. I still feel that way, but that was like my instant grab. Like, I'm obsessed with this business. I need to share it with everybody. It was a true, authentic desire that I had because I was loving it. I was having so much fun, right? Okay, so here's the language that you can be using, or the phrases, to know that you're using determination language. When you're reaching out to people, saying the words, I thought of you because. I thought of you because you are an amazing cook and you love Pampered Chef. I thought of you because, oh my gosh, that one time you made this amazing casserole. I don't know, whatever. I thought of you because. I would love to help you get blank. I would love to help you get double free rewards, $400 of free stuff, whatever. I would love to help you get that cookware pan for free, whatever it may be. Oh my goodness, wouldn't it be fun to blank? Okay, so all those three phrases focus on the other person and what you have to offer them. It has nothing to do with you, right? And the second you pull your goals and your what you get out of it, out of the conversation, it is determining, and it is all about them. You're determined to help them get free products or help them earn extra income, whatever the scenario may be. So we always want to be thinking about how can you serve potential hosts, how can you solve their problems, and how can you just add a little bit more fun to their day-to-day. All right, so when we make contacts, I'm gonna give you a few steps, and I'm gonna share all these words with you word for word, so don't feel like you have to write it all down. But there is a step to making contacts that will help you set a date for your parties. Okay, so 4 F's is what they're called. All right, the first F is fun. You wanna talk about the fun of the party. You can share a specific theme. I'm naming my parties this month, the Laura's Sizzlin' Summer Pampered Chef Party, okay? Laura did Jump into June, I believe. So have a fun theme or just a fun name, whatever it may be. You can steal those, I don't care, for your parties, right? I'm super excited to help you with your backyard fun on the barbecue or whatever. So always adding the fun aspect into it. It's almost taking the, you know, a cooking party normally has a theme to it. So whether it's like fajitas and margaritas or salads and sippers, you know, put that into your virtual party too. Spring into summer, I love that, Stacy. Oh, that's awesome. If you guys have other June ideas, theme ideas for your parties, please share them. That would be awesome. I think that would be super beneficial to everybody. You can just type them in the chat and we can go over them. Okay, so number 1 was fun. Number 2 is friends. People and upcoming hosts always want to know what their friends are going to get out of it, okay? How much fun their friends are going to have and what their friends are gonna walk away with. Tons of recipes, kitchen tips, inspiration. Those are really the 3 things that I always say. Inspiration, kitchen tips, fun. Always lots of fun, right? The third thing is free. Share how much free that most of your hosts earn. And a lot of my booking messages, I say my host, oh my gosh, I cannot speak right now. My average host earns anywhere from $300 to $600 in free stuff. And that's true. And your numbers may be a little lower, that's okay. But here's what I wanna tell you. If your party average is not a $1,000 party, it's okay. Tell them that it is, right? And don't say the words, it's a $1,000 party. What I say is what I used to say is my average host gets $215 in free stuff. And that sets the goal high at a $1,000 party, okay? When it's not in June, June's double. So when you're a $1,000 party, you get $215 in free stuff. So I just putting that into the universe, right? Putting that goal, if your average is not that high yet, putting that into the universe because it's going to start happening. All right, and then the 4th one is finalize. So always set a date. You always want to give them an option. Never, ever, ever use the words, when do you want to have your party? You want to take control of your schedule, take control of your business and say, I have June, hold on my calendar, hold on. Your first available dates. So if I run parties every Tuesday, I have June 9th and June 16th available. Which one works better for you? See how confident and easy that sounds? And then they choose 9th or the 16th. Not, when do you want to have it? Well, let's do it in June of 2023. Okay. So always giving them 2 different options, right? And your most available dates. So I'm going to redo those really quick. Number 1, fun. Number 2, friends. Number 3, free. And number 4, finalize, which is finalizing the date. And those are the 4 things that you want to think about when you're writing your message that you're going to be sending out to people. And again, I'm going to share these words and you'll hear those 4 F's in that message. The next thing we're going to talk about is following up and tracking your contacts. And then we're going to move into recruiting. Okay. And then we're going to be done. So tracking your contacts is key, especially with Facebook Messenger. And if you're reaching out to 30 people a day, you guys, to fill up your calendar, you can lose track of people very easily. I'm one to tell you, you can. So tracking your contacts is the most important thing, and really tracking every area of your business, treating your business like a business and tracking those areas. So tracking your numbers, like when I ask what your party average is, you should probably know that, right? Or how many average orders you get in a party, you should probably know that. And that, we can talk about it later. That's in a whole report that Pampered Chef gives you. But if we're treating this like a business and we're trying to improve every single week in our parties, we need to know these numbers and track everything. So you can do this as simple as a notebook piece of paper. If you're old school and you want to do pen and paper, that's totally cool with me. I don't care. If you want to do a Google document or a Word document, that's totally fine as well. So whatever format works for you, you do that. And it may take you a time or 2 to start one. Like I used to do pen and paper and I quickly realized it was just not for me. I was like, okay, I can never have this notebook right in front of me all the time. So that's when I moved to Google Docs, because I can pull up a Google Doc on my cell phone and on my computer, right? And that's why I use Google Docs. Because it doesn't matter if I'm getting my nails done or if I'm actually at my desk working, I can still add a booking or a follow-up to this tracker. Okay, so here's what we want to do. The booking messages, let's say we sit down and your goal is to send out 30 messages a day. The booking process does not stop there, okay? It does not just stop at sending 30 messages a day. What you want to do is you always want to obviously send that first message, and you want to follow up with them about 24 to 48 hours later. So obviously everybody's been to new consultant training, so I won't kind of go over the reality of things, but when you send out messages, really, bookings comes down to, are you reaching out to enough people and are you following up with people, right? Because you're going to send out 30 messages a day. And if you continue with this system, whether you get results or not, you're going to see success, okay? So what that means is maybe the first 3 days, now that's pretty excessive, but whatever. Maybe the first 3 days you sit down and send out 30 messages and you get all no's and all ignores. Oh gosh, I'm just going to throw it in the bag and this business is not for me. But if you continue that system on that 4th and 5th day, you're going to get 10 bookings because you continue that system of continuously reaching out to people and following up. So you always want to send that first message. The next thing is to follow up with them 24 to 48 hours later. And what that looks like is basically I just simply scroll through my 30 messages or scroll through my messenger. Who have I talked to or sent a booking message to? And I just say, hey, Laura, I just, what do I say? I know life gets super busy. Did you happen to get my last message? That's as simple as it is. And almost always, you guys, it's a crazy busy mom who's in the grocery store with 4 kids pulling on her legs, and she sees your message and she wants to respond, but she just can't in that moment, right? So think of how busy people are. How many of you, and I know I do this daily, on the daily, pick up your cell phone when you get a text message and forget to respond to it? Has anybody ever done that? All the time, right? Do you mean to ignore those people? No, of course not. We don't have that intention. We don't want to personally, it's not because we hate them. It's not because they hate you, right? Busy, life is just busy. So always following up with them 24 to 48 hours later, okay? And then my next form of tracking follow-ups, wow, that was a tongue twister, is for those people that say no or not right now, I write their names down, okay? And I just use a Google document, January through December. And what I do is if somebody in June tells me, hey, not right now, but follow up with me. Let me backtrack a little, I'm sorry. So if somebody tells me no, my next response is totally understand. I always make it a no big deal thing. And I say, are you not interested at all? Or is right now just not a good time? And almost always they tell me right now it's not a good time. So then my next response is, would you like me to follow up with you in the next few months to see if that is a better time? And almost always they say yes. So then what I do is I put that person's name, if it's June 1st and they tell me to follow up with them, their name will go in August. And so August 1st, the beginning of August, I go to my document and I say, okay, I need to follow up this list of people that told me to follow up with them in the next few months. So that's just a follow-up system and how to track. Are there any questions before we transition topics? We're good. Okay. And again, all these words will be coming to you. Okay, so let's talk about recruiting. So sharing the business opportunity is seriously, you guys, one of the most important activities that you can do in your parties. And I know being new, it's probably the most scary thing, or uncomfortable, I should say, thing, right? But it truly is the most important, because if you can focus on recruiting, your journey in Pampered Chef is going to be huge, okay? So this is where not only the unlimited income potential, but just, again, the idea that you have something, you have the tool in your hands to seriously change somebody's life. And I don't like to dive into this. If you don't know my story, whatever. I was a teacher for about 4 or 5 years and I was miserable. I went and got my master's degree in teaching. I was miserable and I was the most depressed that I possibly could be. And I didn't think that I would be. I thought I'd love teaching. And 2 years into my teaching job, I found Pampered Chef. And it gave me this other type of job that I was obsessed with. We talked about that. I was having so much fun. Like I just could not wait to see my phone or my computer after my teaching job, because I loved checking into my parties and I loved doing my business. And I truly, Stacy Turner's my director who welcomed me into this business. I cried to her every time, because I don't know where my business or I don't know where my life or my marriage would be if I was not in Pampered Chef, okay? And so that is the potential, and I know that so many of us have a different story, right? Our stories are all different, and so many people's lives, and probably your guys's, has been changed and will be changed by Pampered Chef, and that is the tool to change it. So you have that opportunity to change somebody's life. Okay, so here's what you want to do with recruiting. When you're first starting to recruit, it's the same system as bookings, but with recruiting. And what you want to do is create a lead list, okay? What that means is you're basically tracking people that, number one, you think would be amazing at this. Number two, that they're just rock stars in your parties, or maybe your hosts, whatever. Anybody that you, and we're going to brainstorm and think of a list of people in just a second, but anybody that you think would be good, or that you've talked to about the business with, talk to them about the business. You want to make sure that you write their name down, okay? So this is a lead list. I still have my paper, it's all crumpled, but like lead list of like the ink's all kind of from 4 years ago, because this is the system that still works in my brain. So I want you to right now is grab a piece of paper, and I want you to think of a few people. I'm going to give you a few different scenarios. Can you guys hear me okay? We're good? Okay. My boys are being kind of loud in the other room. Okay, so that's my cue of like, be quiet. Okay, so I'm going to throw out a few scenarios for you guys, and you're going to write down some names that just come to mind. Number one is I want you to brainstorm a list of people that you know right now that need extra income. Maybe there's somebody that just lost their job. Maybe there's somebody that is a good friend that just is complaining about bills. Maybe it's your daughter or your niece, or it can be men too. I'm sorry. I have a tendency to always say girls. Men do this business very well too. So who is those people, are those people in your life that need extra income? The next category I want you to think of is who are those people that just need more fun in their life? Remember I said I was obsessed with my business. And it was not only me. And I know that so many of us can say this business is so much fun, right? So who are those people that need more fun in their life? Who are those people that have a similar situation to you? Maybe a similar story, similar lifestyle. Maybe they're in the same season of life as you. Who are those people in your life that you know of that are similar to you? Who are those people that you would love to absolutely work with? Like they're your best friend or you just love this person, right? Who would you love to work with? Whether you know they're going to say yes or no, it doesn't matter. Write their name down. Okay, and these next two are going to be really the areas where we're going to learn throughout the next 4 weeks or next 3 weeks after this call is who are those past or upcoming hosts that are hosting parties with you, excuse me, or who are those rock stars in your party? Those people in your party that are just commenting on everything, posting maybe even their own recipes, sharing how much they absolutely love Pampered Chef in your parties. So who are those rock stars? So again, after this call, I'm gonna give you guys words onto what to say to these people and how to reach out to them. And again, it's all about them and why you've thought about them, right? So that's a huge thing. And some of this might be a little scary, right? Like it was probably the scariest person I've ever reached out to about the business was my best friend. And because I don't know why, I was just uncomfortable about it. This is way back when. But I knew I was having so much fun. I was making great income in my first month. I needed to share this with her. And so I did. Stepped out of my comfort zone and I asked her, right? Because I was given the words to use. So sometimes we don't need a script, guys. And I'm going to encourage you when it comes to recruiting to speak from your heart, okay? And I'm going to give you a script just because I know it helps, but I really want to encourage you to tweak it and make it sound a ton like you. And of course you should do this in booking messages too, but especially with recruiting, put your heartfelt into it. Put what you're really feeling from your heart into the message. All right, we even ended before 8 o'clock. So that's kind of our first steps for bookings, tracking, recruiting, and then we're gonna move on next week. You're gonna, obviously each week we're gonna talk about a mindset moment. So we're gonna always start with our minds and just like our thoughts. Then we're gonna move into obviously always booking tips and then recruiting tips. But before any of that, we're gonna come to each call with celebrations, okay? And then I'm gonna end each call like I'm gonna do right now with kind of a call to action. And you don't have to write this down because again, this is coming in a document to you guys, okay? So your call to action, again, it's not your homework, it's not your to-do list. I don't like to call it that. It's just simply to take everything we talked about in the last hour and to break it into a summarized list of, okay, here's my strategies or tasks that I need to do this week to move the needle forward, okay? So the first thing, I should actually pull up the document. Hold on. So this is gonna be a Google document, and when you get this document, you're gonna see all 4 weeks on it, okay? So what I'm gonna challenge you guys to do is just, I know it's hard because you wanna read through the whole thing and you wanna see what's coming, but I'm gonna encourage you guys to really just focus on the first call, okay? The call 1, call to action. And it does take a few moments. It takes a while to upload the recording. So the recording will be in here as well. So just hang tight if you're waiting to hear about the recording, okay? So it'll be in this document. Okay, so number 1 on your call to action is, of course, I started with this, commit to showing up to your weekly calls, okay? The people that I see go the furthest in this business is they simply show up to trainings, whether they've heard it 1,000 times or not, they continuously show up, right? Because then after you continuously show up and you promote, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be teaching this one day. The circle starts all over, right? You don't have to teach it. That probably just stressed a lot of people out. I'm sorry. But okay, the natural teacher in me. All right, the next thing is continue or start your 30 contacts a day using that determination language that we talked about. And then track your results, okay? We talked about tracking, so tracking those results. We have opportunity events every single Wednesday. So I'm gonna encourage you to invite each week. I want you guys to shoot for 3 to 5 people that you invite to that event. So an opportunity event is basically where you invite somebody to learn more about the business, where you identify the list of people that we just talked about and they wanna learn more. That's where you can invite them as the opportunity event. In this document that I'm going to send you guys, there's a tracker that you guys can track what you're accomplishing this month for the 5 teammates and $5,000 to director. It basically has just a tracker that you guys can print out and use if you want. Last month, the group asked me to provide some, just like a coffee chat training. You don't have to listen to this. It's just totally extra, but it's just a 20-minute like little training just from a different leader in the entire company. And I truly think sometimes it's nice. You guys hear from me all the time, or you hear from your leader all the time. And although our information, of course, is great that we're giving you, but it's nice to hear from other people too, right? It's nice to hear from other teams, from other people in the company as well. So I just like to provide those. They're just quick little coffee chat trainings. And then the last thing, I already told you there's going to be verbiage on the document, but the last thing is simply to check in with your leader. So your director, most likely one of the people's names that I named on the cruise ship, is that check in with them once a week, okay? And most of us leaders will check in with you, but it's just basically, hey, how's your parties going this week? We're gonna really help you with those 4 parties a week and 1 recruit a week. That's kind of what that check-in is to make sure that we're reaching out to those party rock stars, just really making sure that you are getting the support and the guidance that you need within your parties. And then the very last thing I just want to ask you guys to do is I want you, obviously we dreamt a little tonight. I want you to, we have lots of spaces open on our vision board. And what I want you to do, and this is, I loved this last month, was that people claimed their cruise ship, okay? And when you claim a cruise ship, it's simply you recruiting the 5 and 5,000. That's basically you're committing yourself to promoting. And I'm not saying commit to this month. That would be great if you want to commit to this month. But what I want you to do right now in the chat is I want you to say, yes, give me a cruise ship, because I have lots of more. It's right here. Don't mind my messy house. I have empty cruise ships right here, a whole bag of them. And I would love, love, love to put names on there. I see Elizabeth. I'm going on that cruise. Yes. So she's going to be claiming a cruise ship, and I'm going to put her on there. And we have lots of names. Look at all these people. And if you, maybe some of you, I know some of you already have your cruise ships down here. So all these names are people that claimed it last month, right? So these people's names, we moved 5 of these names down here, up here this month. So go ahead and claim your cruise ship in the comments. And then what questions do you guys have? No questions? Or any clarification? All right. Okay. So if you guys have questions as you go through the document or call to action, that's totally fine. Just reach out. And we're here to help you too, okay? All right, have a great week, you guys. I hope, go rock it. See you later.